Hello, welcome to Rolling Out Health IQ. I'm Kimberly Amara, your host, and today we're going to be talking with Dr. B.K. Edmond. He is a Morehouse Medical School graduate, and he is the author of Nana and the Bush Woman. Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm outstandingly well. Anytime I get to talk about this topic, I get re-energized.
Great, great, great. So, of course, this is October. We're winding down on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So, we only felt it right to bring you on and speak with you. You have a video that we're going to play here in a moment that kind of teaches us the how to conduct a breast exam. I've already seen it. I think it's amazing. So before we let you go ahead and tell us more about it, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play it for everybody to see.
Sounds good. And I hope you enjoy it.
Okay.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
All right. So back to you, Dr. Edmond. What is the message and goal? Just tell everyone what the message and the goal is behind the video.
Cool. The message and the goal behind that video was to try and come up with something that's easily textable that can teach women how to do self-breast exams. For years, I've been seeing people tell folks, hey, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't forget to check yourself. Or they look at women and they assume that someone sat them down and shown them how to check themselves. And what happened was, I found out that really wasn't in place. One of the things that I wanted to come up with was, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea if there was a more easy, approachable, uplifting way to approach a self-breast exam? And it turned out that while I was in the process of writing a short story, on Africa, but one of the my consultants, Dr. Lauren Bolden, said, hey, in your short story, you have to give a description of a self-breast exam. So I went about and asked the surgeon who's in there, Dr. Elliot Jesse, to show me how to move it. Let me watch you do a breast exam on a dummy. And when I was looking at his hands moving a circular pattern, I said, hey, that looks like a tattoo that my brother has that means greatness. And it's a West African tattoo. And sure enough, the patterns matched up. And then I went back and looked at the other Adinkra symbols, which are 200-year-old symbols taken from West Africa and Ghana. And sure enough, I found two other symbols that perfectly match up with wedges and lines, which are two of the ways that they say you should move your hands when you give a self-breast exam. The interesting, so basically all it was pattern recognition. And I was like, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea if, as part of this story, we oriented people or younger sisters on how to do a proper self-breast exam? And that's really what happened with it. So the message from that video, the message in the book, is proper self-health, and encouraging women to make a breast health plan as early as possible in their life.
And okay, can you just kind of expand on that when you say breast health plan?
Yes, ma'am. So what happens is everyone knows about mammograms. There are different ways to actually look and study your breast and make sure that your breast is healthy. You can do mammograms, you can use ultrasounds, you can do MRIs, you can do 3D special ultrasounds for women who have a lot of extra tissue and such. But the key is, when do you need to start thinking about it? And what people have found is that the African American women who are over the age of 50, from 50 to 70-ish, 74, they are getting more mammograms than any other, they get more mammograms than Caucasian women. So 74% of the African American women over the age of 50 have had a mammogram within the past, like 6 months to a year. But the key is it falls off as you get younger. So when we talk about a breast health plan, we want African American sisters to recognize that they are in a high-risk category. And in 2018, the American Society of Radiology and Breast Imaging classified all African American women as high risk. So with that classification, what we want you to do is, at about the age of 25, we want you to take a risk assessment. A risk assessment is just a 5 or 6 question online questionnaire. And what it does is just gives you an idea of whether you're kind of like high risk, middle risk, or low risk. But what's more important is it allows you to have something to take to your primary care doctor, so that you guys can make a decision to say, hey, if my mother passed away from breast cancer, or I have an aunt and a mother who passed away from breast cancer, maybe I'm in that category that needs to start doing mammograms at the age of 40, instead of 50, which is the normal right now. So by making that plan at the age of 25, you'll know, hey, I need to start doing my mammograms at 35 if I have a very strong history for breast cancer. But also, you have other options that you can draw on, such as, ultrasounds and CTs, to do studies for you. But what we want our African American sisters to do is engage in that discussion. It's so important that they engage in that discussion around the age of between 25 and 30.
And so, and just one more question before I move on, because you piqued my interest here. You said all African American women. I didn't know that. Is it because, I mean, is it a health disparity? Is it because of, lack of access to care? Why are we all considered to be high risk?
Right. That's very interesting and stuff. And basically, you're considered to be high risk because what happens is, I think when you look at the demographics
Mhm.
for overall breast cancer, African American women get breast cancer less than the norm. They get it 1 in 9 times versus 1 in 8 times.
Okay.
But when African American women get cancer, it's more aggressive. The death rate is higher. 40% of the time, when people find the breast cancer, it's already progressed,
Yeah.
and there's a higher incidence of this breast cancer that's called triple negative breast cancer. And triple negative breast cancer is the type of cancer that doesn't have receptors that are vulnerable to the chemotherapy agents. So it's tougher to treat. So because you have a higher incidence of African American women who have triple negative, I think that's probably why they made you a high risk category. And within that sphere, if we can get sisters to start checking themselves, not the key is the breast exam is not the key. Like checking yourself every month will not necessarily decrease your chance of dying from breast cancer, but most of the people who survived breast cancer, a large percentage of them did check themselves. And if you're in a high risk category, the reality is if you look at a study from about 2011, almost 40 to 1% or 42% of the breast cancers were identified by self-examination or by accident. So in other words, mammograms found them about 47, 50% of the time, you know? So the key is knowing your body is the key. We want you to understand what's normal in your body, have an approach for your body, and be able to tell, when something's not quite right.
Okay. 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 Thank you for answering that question for me because I didn't know that.
Mhm.
So I also want to go ahead and move on. I know that you guys are having an event, and correct me, is it a virtual event or in person?
It's virtual, but it's going to
Okay.
be hyped, and it's going to be have a lot of great energy. And we're doing it on tomorrow on Wednesday, the 27th at 7 p.m. It's virtual. It's open to everyone. But what's special about this is what we did was basically my team who helped make the book that has that message about breast cancer. We
Okay.
we interacted with so many great people as part of this. I mean, that's why we interacted with Portia and her crew. We did multiple book clubs. We had podcasts with different breast cancer organizations. And what we basically did was to we partnered with different people like Uzima, who helped make one of these other videos that we'll talk about tomorrow. We met so many great people that we decided to set up a breast cancer awareness forum where we could actually thank the people that we engage with. So you guys are going to be issued the invitation. Your audience is issued the invitation. And what it is it's going to be about 35, 40 minutes. But when we get together, we're going to raise awareness of this theme of wisdom, versatility, and greatness, and using wisdom, versatility, and greatness to heal us. But we're also going to be going out and closing out our activities for Breast Cancer Awareness Month on a high note, because we're going to be having the jazz extraordinaire Mesa sing an inspirational song for us to take us in. We'll have giveaways and things of that nature. So we're just encouraging people to just take, that 35, 40 minutes out to close out that Breast Cancer Awareness Month with us. Come listen to Mesa take us in on a high note and learn, learn in a
Okay.
nice, uplifting way. It's free, and we'll have different people discussing and reemphasizing this wisdom, versatility, and greatness. And then Mace is going to make sure that we have a wonderful, wonderful ending on the event and stuff. And
Okay.
that's what we're doing.
Okay, and so before we wrap up, Dr.
Mhm.
Edmond, I do want to talk about, because you've already got the one book, but I hear you are working on something called The Quilt Maker, correct?
Right, right. And the quilt maker is kind of like is the common passion for me. And what I like about the quilt maker is basically a short story that tries to raise awareness for the high incidence of death for Black women surrounding pregnancy. And
Okay.
believe it or not, the state of Georgia has one of the highest in America, if not the highest incidence for death for African American women.
Okay.
And just like you take on, tried to address breast cancer with the short story. I think I'm onto something with this story. It has a lot of folklore in it. It has, of course, women working together on difficult situations, but it also has some art involved in it. And so I love the cover of it because and the cover is made by the artist I use, who's called Orlando the Designer. He's
Okay.
out of Delaware, but this guy's a phenomenal artist, and he can take what you're thinking and just translate it to into art. So this quilt maker is actually modeled on some other famous paintings. But if you look at her, she is a sister who is the hero of the story is a sister who's we call them a Renaissance woman,
Okay.
a woman just ahead of her time. She's intelligent, recognizes patterns and everything, but unfortunately, she was born around the turn of the century, around like 1910 to
Oh,
1920.
yeah.
And so what happens is her opportunities to exert that genius are not broad. But what she does do is she takes some efforts and uses her genius to protect her community as she functions as a midwife for the community. So it's
Okay.
almost I think it's warm. Everyone who's done reviews on it has come away saying that we hit the mark, but also we raise awareness of those statistics for the high incidence of death for African American women during pregnancy. And there's no need for that. And really want to raise awareness of it, but also I'm excited because a lot of the institutions right now, they're implementing new emergency policies in some emergency rooms in America. If a woman comes in and they're pregnant, you're pregnant, considered pregnant until you're 6 weeks after you deliver. And what people have to understand is 60% of the time women die after
Mhm.
delivery. So the key is just because you had a baby or you're 6 weeks out, you're not out of that window. You are pregnant until 6 weeks after you deliver. And the beautiful thing is some emergency services, if they take care of a woman who is either pregnant or carrying a child pregnant or within 6 weeks of being pregnant, they set
Mhm.
up new protocols now. Whereas that person, regardless, even if the woman who was pregnant comes in for a cold or comes in for a broken arm, within an hour and a half or so, that person has to be seen by an obstetrician, because
Okay.
an obstetrician has the ability to recognize patterns for high blood pressure, patterns for kidney failure that have been resulting in the deaths of a number of women during pregnancy. So this new protocol, I think, is going to really have a major impact. And so I'm excited about what some institutions are doing about it. But we have to spread the word on that, just like we have to spread the word on breast cancer and stuff.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, so then Dr. Edmond, tell me how can we, learn more about your work?
Mhm.
If you're on social media, can you definitely
Yeah,
tell?
we're on social media, and under it's called www.thebeedmondproject.com or www.thebeedmondproject.com. The book Nine in the Bush Woman is on sale on Amazon, iBooks. You can go if you're in Atlanta, Meadow Bookstore. You can also go to a Nubian Bookstore down in Morrow. If you're in DC, Sankofa Bookstore across from Howard. If you're in Nashville, across from Tennessee State, I think it's what is it, Aquila Land Books. You can go there and get some. But other than that, just get online and get it. It's audio. We have audiobooks. It's in audiobook form as well. It's a short listen. And for the month of October, 100% of proceeds go to support two nonprofits. And during the regular year, we give half the proceeds to support nonprofits that deal with breast cancer. So we're supporting the Pink Frog, which is based in Atlanta, and we're also supporting Sisters by Choice, which is based in Atlanta. So at the end of the month, whatever's raised, we'll just split it between the two. And those nonprofits have really done great things in the breast arena, and we're excited about them.
Okay, that's awesome. I got an opportunity to interview Tammy, so she's wonderful. So
Yeah,
I love
she
her
is.
work. Yeah.
She is. And the only other one thing I mentioned tomorrow, my co-host is going to be Dazon Dixon from Sister Love, and she's has a local talk show, on a
Okay.
radio station. So we're kind of excited about her, and we want to invite everybody out tomorrow evening, and to invite them to meet the Bushwoman. It's a very easy read. It's a very short read. And that's one of the things that people have been found attractive about it. You can read it in one sitting and get a good message about sisterhood, friendship, the value of a woman, and some other little nuggets. But remember, it's based in West Africa. And so there's some things designed to stir you up. And I think we do.
Okay.
I know the Bushwoman, and I hope all of you guys decide to learn who the Bushwoman is. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Edmond. This has been very informational and educational for myself, and I'm pretty sure our audience is going to enjoy this information as well. Thank you again, Dr. Edmond, for just coming on here and just giving us more information, especially in light of the fact that we're ending out Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so before we go, I do want to just kind of play the video again. Just in case somebody maybe missed it, because that's important. We need to know how to conduct an assessment. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and bring that video up.
That's the goal, to get, if we can get 5,000 African-American women and women in general to watch that single video, we believe we can make a difference this month. And stuff.
Oh, definitely make sure to share it with our audience for sure.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we look forward to speaking with you in the future, and most definitely, thank you so much for coming on and speaking with me today on rolling out the Health IQ.
There you go. That's what it's all about. Always on for rolling out. Take care.